Hi there, this is Ran again, and we're going to talk today about some very useful techniques that can enhance relaxation, this yogic relaxation. So the techniques I'm going to present here are basically taken from NLP and other systems. They're also collected from other yoga teachers and from different systems that I experienced that are used in esoteric yoga like Shivananda, the art school of yoga, Gamma yoga, yogas that deal a lot with the mind, and I will give here some few things that can be very helpful for creating deeper effect in your relaxation practice for you, and if you're a yoga teacher, for your class. So basically the most important thing when we talk about relaxation or guiding relaxation is the voice. There are all kinds of voices, and the voice is a crucial part because it's a bit like being a hypnotist. You want to take the people into a new state of consciousness, which is something that they don't experience very often in their normal life. That means they need to trust you. Their guidings are following your voice, and unless you're emitting a voice which is trustworthy, they will resist it. So the voice is very important. Usually low voice is much better than high-pitched voice. So, but the voice has to be natural, which means if your normal voice is a bit high, it doesn't mean that you can't perform, be a relaxation guide. It simply means that you have to find within your scale the lower vibration, the lower pitches, and use them as much as you can. Also, the speed of the voice is very of the talk is very important. You want to talk clearly and slowly as the relaxation expanded progress. There is a very important rule in NLP which is called leading, pacing, and leading, which means you don't want to start with a very low voice or slow voice, because such a voice, deep and slow voice, is not in resonance, is not in tune with where usually your students are. Because the mind is very quick and fast and stressed, and you start talking in a very low voice from the beginning, it might create resistance as well. So what you can do is start with a normal speedy voice, quick voice, and then gradually reduce the voice speed as you continue the relaxation. Another very good thing is to make the mind believe in you, and that can come subconsciously. That can come when you start by stating things that they agree, like now you're lying in the room and the room is blue and is very quiet, and unless of course it has to be true, and I'm standing here in the room next to you and I'm gonna guide you. All these statements, even though they say things that you know, it's kind of create a subconscious consent. They agree to what you say. Once they agree subconsciously, you can start leading them into new things that they don't necessarily agree, and they will comply more easily because you already create a habit for them to accept or to agree with what you say. So then you can kind of calm with a statement like, you notice how your body is naturally getting slow, getting softer and more relaxed. You notice how your breathing is naturally getting slower and deeper, and so on. You can give them new suggestions. These suggestions basically will be accepted once the habit of accepting or trusting your words will be established. So this happened by actually the first statements, which are kind of generally truth. They are quite important from that standpoint, from making the subconscious mind accepting what you're going to say. So using the voice is very important. You really have to find the voice which is very relaxing. I had a yoga teacher who used to embed the Om mantra within the relaxation. It's like saying your breathing become relax, or something like that, in which he put the voice of the mantra within the command that he gave. Even though in the beginning it looked and sounded very weird, and I almost laughed the first time. After a few relaxation sessions like this, when I started to get used to this, I really liked it, and it's actually very effective, because some of these mantras, like they can be very relaxing, and when the commands, like, you feel how you become relaxed and calm and so on, it is actually something that kind of channel the power of the mantra within the commands themselves. So that can be used as well. There are so many tricks, but I'm gonna give like few of them. The first one is analogy. NLP and yoga like analogy, because analogy work directly on the subconscious mind. It works directly. We have the adult mind, which is analytical, it is rational, it's process information by making linear connections between pieces of information. And we have the child mind, which is kind of imaginative, it is associative, it's creating connection between information in a non-linear way. So we want to use that mind, because that mind actually has more power, it has more connection to the physical body and to the unconscious mind. So a very good example for it you can see in the movie Dune. There is a kind of a duel between two warriors, and one of them is like a messiah of that world, and the other one is like a very evil person, which actually played by Sting. And in that amazing duel they have like a knife fight, and Sting, which is the bad guy in this movie, he kind of pull the good guy into a very bad position, and he's kind of locking his hand and bending him down. And the other person, which is like also very experienced warrior, used this metaphor for his body. He said, "I will bend down like a straw," and then he bent down out of total relaxation, out of zero resistance to the pull of the other guy, and the other guy flip over, and actually the good guy wins. So actually the guy wins through knowing how to relax, knowing how to use metaphors in that movie. And that is very important. We want to use good metaphors that can help our body to relax. You can imagine as a very basic metaphors are like you can feel your body like melting like butter on a hot pan or something. That's basic metaphor that you give, but your body understands now. The muscles sometimes they really know what to do now. It's kind of give the body the feeling how it feels when the muscles are relaxed. So this is a metaphor that can work. There are millions of metaphors, and the idea is that every person has its own metaphors. Your mind might react much better to a specific metaphor, which can be very different than my metaphor. Now, as a yoga teacher, as an example, you can see your class and see what type of people are there. If they are stressed out business people. Sometimes metaphors that comes from their work environment can be very good. Using, I don't know, the metaphor of like the relaxation feeling when you drink the morning coffee in the morning. You relax like the first sip of coffee that you drink, and once you go to work, and then you feel like this relaxation. That might be an association if you're the people in your yoga group are hippies, or if they are like working people, or if they are like bored out housewives, whatever they are, whatever the context of their life, there is where you can find the right metaphors. If they are like computer geeks, you can give computer sort of metaphors, like when the computer is getting resetted. So now like you're doing a reset to the computer, so in your mind now is getting reset once you close your eyes. So this kind of things can always be used when you understand the context. And you can make a trick and ask yourself, which metaphor can relax me? What is, if you think of association, for example, you can make this experiment now. What is association? What analogy will you give now for relaxation? What is relaxation for you? And you'll see you will come with a metaphor. And that metaphor could work for you better than most other metaphors that somebody else suggests you, simply because it comes from your own mind, your own model of reality, your own world of association. So with time you will see which metaphors work best for you, which metaphor work best for your group, for your yoga group if you have a group, and so on. Another thing which is used a lot in NLP is synesthesia, which means, to explain it really, I want to take us for a second to the time of receiving the Old Testament. It was in the desert of Sinai, and Moses was coming to that mountain, to the Mount Sinai mountain, to receive the Testament, and God was, revealing himself to him by the story. So they say when there was this face-to-face with God, this experience of seeing God, they say about the tribes of Israel that they actually saw the voices and that they hear the lights. So this is the story of synesthesia. It means that you can mix different senses and actually get to a deeper level of the subconscious, where the senses are not so much separated. Places where in the subconscious there are all kind of pieces of the same collective perception of reality. So how would you do that? For example, you can think if relaxation will have a color, if relaxation will have a sound, if relaxation will have a texture, and then you can imagine, let's say, your body becoming colored by the color of relaxation for you. Like your whole body is painted with the color of relaxation. You can hear your breathing, for example, coming in the sounds of relaxation. If the sound of relaxation for you can be ooh, you can hear your breathing come, or even create that sound, immediate sound of relaxation for you. So some concepts, you can give them sounds, you can give them lights, you can give them all kind of things. You can use it, for example, when you hear the voice of the teacher who relaxed, or you can instruct your student, if you have students, to imagine the light of your sound, of your voice, to imagine the temperature of your voice, to imagine how the temperature of your voice becoming hotter or warmer or nicer or more pleasant. It depends. If you are in a very hot place, you might want them to imagine your voice cold. If you are in a very cold place, you might want them to imagine your voice warm, because that will be the things that will make it will make the feeling of comfort for them. So basically there are so many ways to play with synesthesia, with using of altered senses. You can ask them, what would be the color of sinking down deeper and deeper? And then they can paint the whole world with that color, or they can paint the whole body with that color, or they can coat with them with a bubble of that color. And doesn't matter what way you use it, there are so many ways to use it. It will actually affect the mind and really get more relaxed. So, and with time you can actually anchor specific color for the group to mean relaxation. As example, you can put a specific light, let's say a blue light, just at the time when you use it to do the relaxation, or very specific music, just at the time when relaxation happens. Or you can use a very specific tone of voice just for relaxation. If you do that enough time, like you repeat it 3-4 times, it's already anchored for them as something which trigger relaxation. Then it will be much easier to bring your group into relaxation. You can even choose a very specific place in the studio for different activities. Let's say when you want to put them in the relaxation, you always stand in one place. Or when you want to make them dynamic, to encourage them to move more, you can be in another place. With time, they will the subconscious mind will expect relaxation to come once you step into that place. It will happen automatically. So this is like sabbatical anchoring. This is also a technique that can be helpful when you do relaxation. One thing that I like a lot, it has a lot of use in Nidra Yoga, for example, for Yoga of Dreams, is using overtones. Overtones is like sounds that are vibrations that are created from other vibrations. And there is a beautiful instrument which is used for that. This is the didgeridoo. This is like the Australian instrument. I can show you an example of one of them here in the camera. You can see this one is really big, but it's basically a tube, and it has a hole. I'll show it here. So that instrument has amazing capacity to create overtones, and the vibrations are really, really relaxing. And when somebody is already relaxed, these vibrations, they can go through his body and basically heal him and take all the stress away. So this kind of thing, if you are able to play something like that, it can be very useful. But even if you can't play a didgeridoo, like there are other things that create overtones, even like Tibetan balls, they create very special sounds that kind of can penetrate into the skin and into the body and relax it more, especially when somebody is relaxed. So there are all kinds of tricks like that that can be used for relaxation. And so I hope I gave you a few ideas, and come back again to my next lesson, which will be about the yoga of dreams. How to use relaxation actually for dreaming and for having lucid dreams, and what is yoga of dreams all about. And this is a very connected thing to the previous lessons about relaxation. So it will give you more tools in your class and your own practice. So stay tuned. Bye.